views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Bienvenido, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to welcome you to Hostos Community College's 2022 Scholarship Benefit. I'm Colette Atkins, Vice President for Institutional Advancement at Hostos, and I have the pleasure of introducing one of the college's most enthusiastic and generous supporters, the chair of the Hostos Community College Foundation since 2014, Jose Sanchez Kinghorn.
Thank you, Colette, for those nice words. Good evening, everyone. Y buenas noches. On behalf of the Hostos Community College Foundation Board of Directors, I welcome nearly 300 of you tonight for our 2022 Scholarship Benefit Gala. It's been way too long, 2.5 years. It's wonderful to be in a room filled with so many friends, community partners, donors, generous sponsors, honorees, and guests. As you enjoy your salad, I would like to thank my fellow Hostos Community College board members and ask them to stand up. I would also like to thank additional members of the Scholarship Benefit Committee and the Division of Institutional Advancement for their work to make tonight's event a tremendous success. As many of you know, Hostos was founded in 1968 and is one of the 25 colleges within the City University of New York. Located in the South Bronx, it was created with a justice as equity mission to address the undereducation of South Bronx residents, and that mission is one of the 6 pillars listed in your program, and it still endures today. In 2004, the Hostos Community College Foundation was established as a 501c3 non-for-profit to enable the college to receive, manage, and invest private contributions from individuals and organizations in support of the specific approved needs of the college, such as scholarships and other initiatives that directly impact students and the quality of the Hostos education. Through a variety of fundraising initiatives, including tonight's event, as well as my favorite, golf outings, and Hostos Center for Arts and Cultures events noted in your programs, the college has raised $19 million since the founding of the foundation, which is an average of more than 1.2 million annually for the past 11 years. This year, the college received a huge boost, a $15 million gift from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. With that said, I want to thank many generous sponsors who have contributed significantly to our success in raising scholarship funds. First and foremost, I would like to express a heartfelt thanks to the Stavros Niarchos Foundation our premier event sponsor, who has not only provided extraordinary support for this event, but has given a total of more than $500,000 to the college since 2014. In the midst of the pandemic, I placed a call to the COO, Vasily Samis. And sure enough, they stepped up to the plate, even though it was a very difficult time, and we were probably late at the table, but they delivered. And that is something we will never forget. Thank you, Vasily, and your team. I would also like to thank BronxCare Health System for their generous commitment as tonight presenting sponsor. My fellow foundation board member Bob Sancho and BronxCare have been loyal and true partners of the college and have sponsored several Hostos centers for the arts and culture event. Bob, I'm not sure Bob is here. Oh, there you are. Thank you, Bob. I'd like to acknowledge and thank our community sponsors. Please hold the applause until the last community sponsor is named. 1199 SEIU, United Healthcare Workers East. Montefiore Epstein, Tynesley. Somos Community Care. Unitex and Michael Potak. I extend kudos to our ambassador sponsors. Again, please hold the applause until the end. Bronx Rising Initiative, President Coco de Filippis and Mr. Nuncio de Filippis, Dr. Amarilis Jacobo, Ponce Bank and Ponce Financial Group, and Urban Health Plan. And I want to express our appreciation to our friend sponsors, Bill and Kathy Aguado, Berkeley College, Bronx Community College, Bronx Terminal Market, Bronx Point, Catholic Charities, Chocobar Cortez, Fidelis Care, MBD Community Development Corporation, Phipps Houses, Trinity Financial, and Wellness and Surgery. Whether you're here tonight as a sponsor, honoree, donor, friend, or guest, you're helping us raise not only funds, but for also an awareness of potential Hostos students. You're amplifying the voices of Hostos community and embracing the CUNY mission to provide a public, first-rate education for all New Yorkers. And now, without further ado, I'd like to pass the microphone to Eugenio Maria de Hostos Community College's 8th president, Dr. Daisy Coco de Filippis.
I have to say, there's no one more elegant and more generous than Chairman Sanchez. Thank you. I also would like to say how wonderful it is to have VP Colette Atkins and my wonderful, wonderful colleagues in the Division of Institutional Advancement. I'm very, very grateful. Good, so I'll begin my remarks. I never saw so many students and so many colleagues dressed so beautifully that we have decided as an outcome of this event that there will be an activity for Women's Month where we're all going to dress to the hill and show up to have an afternoon tea to celebrate us. Okay, I think it would be terrific. I want everybody to look at least as beautiful as they look today. All right, so good evening. I will not ad-lib anymore because my time is short here. They gave me 10 minutes. Muy buenas noches. And there's the chancellor shaking his head like, try, really try, you know. It is wonderful to see about 300 of you in person after so many Zoom functions that have taken place over the last 2 years. I would like to thank Chancellor Felix Matos Rodriguez and his lovely partner in life, Dr. Liliana Matos Rodriguez. My fellow CUNY, yes, they're wonderful. They're both equally wonderful. They're very lucky to have each other. That's my assessment. President Tomas Isekenegbi, I call him actually my mentor, and he's sort of the dean of all the community college presidents. He's the longest serving here in CUNY, and he was welcoming me before I even got here. President Christine Mangino, who's very familiar to the Hostos family. One of my heroes, President Anthony Monroe. He's equally outspoken as I am, I think. But I wouldn't put that on here. At any rate, he's just great. And then we also have a representative from Claudia Schrader's office. She was supposed to come, but there's an activity that has kept her at school. I also want to say that we are all very familiar with somebody I think you might recall, Acting Dean Jorge Silva Puras. It was our distinguished. Boy, are we getting in good trouble together, Jorge and I, and the college. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I want to say our beautiful faculty, our staff, our students, and guests for being here this evening. I returned to my beloved Hostos after 12 years serving as the president of a community college in Connecticut. As many of you know, prior to 2008, I served as the provost of Hostos Community College. All right, somebody's glad I'm back. Okay, good. I have come back for my second act as I believe in the transformative power of our work and the communities we serve. And even under a public health crisis, we managed to persist together on behalf of our students who need us the most at this present time. By being here this evening, you are all supporting the dreams and achievements of Hostos students, many of whom come to us seeking knowledge and a future of possibility. I had my picture taken this evening with such wonderful donors. I try to express my gratitude to all of you. I don't think you realize the extent of gratitude I feel that at this time, coming out of a pandemic and through the pandemic, you were all here to help Hostos and our students. They deserve it, and we're very grateful. We are united tonight in our mutual appreciation of the great potential of the students Hostos serves. We are connected through our belief in the power of quality education to transform individual lives, families, and communities. With commencement just days away, I am pleased to share that initial estimates of the number of potential graduates is approximately 1,100, and could even be higher by August 1st. That is what we hope. This is a wonderful achievement, especially given the challenges our students have faced in the last 2 years. And I have at a table there some of our wonderful leaders. We had our picture taken. Some of them are leaders in the SGA who are graduating with honors. One of the SGA leader, will be receiving the highest honor. One of our students, athletes, one of the co-captains is going to also graduate with a 3.8. So athletics brings discipline. And they're all dressed and behaving themselves in ways that are just spectacular. Look at that table over there, the table next to mine. All right, beautiful. Beautiful faculty and students. Let me brag briefly about the wonderful attention Hostos has captured since the last in-person scholarship benefit. We have conducted and concluded a successful middle stage accreditation process. We're gifted $50 million by Ms. Mackenzie Scott. I couldn't believe when I got that phone call last June. All right? I practically didn't take the call, but thank God I did. All right? And have been selected as a top semi-finalist for the highly competitive Aspen Prize. And this, I think we are due something bigger. Just hold your breath, okay? And these three distinct recognitions were bestowed upon Hostos for his fierce commitment to social justice and equity, beacons since our founding in 1968. As we reflect on the past and say thank you, gracias, gracias, merci, obrigada to the giants whose shoulders we stand on, we must also plan for the future. As I like to remind the Hostos family, we need to think about moving forward and in a significant, continued, meaningful way. It is no secret that the Bronx was hardest hit by the pandemic, disproportionately through illness or loss of jobs. We are predominantly low-income communities, predominantly communities of color. These individuals are in great need when it comes to our support. How many of us have immigrated or been refugees and can now call America our home? How many of us know what it's like to worry about covering basic needs and expenses such as rent and child care? I remember when I was a student at Queens College and Nuncio was a student, how we struggled. I recall fondly completing my dissertation with 3 young children in the home and an incredible partner who helped me make my dreams come true. I have to say, grazie, Nuncio. My Aldila love forever, beyond the stars and forever. We all know that it takes a village. It takes a village to raise children, to grow in your professional career, and to have strong mentors and supports for completing your education. Come join us, those of you who are here. Come join us in your in continuing to sustain a powerful equity bridge in the next phase of its journey. One where individuals come to us as students seeking knowledge and they depart as ambassadors of Hostos. You cannot get a bigger fan than Hostos than an Hostos alumni. Where they are proud to recount their experience that has helped transform their lives. And this over 50 years. Our goal through this event and other is to better provide students with the quality education and care that they deserve. And we are making progress toward that goal, thanks to the generosity, collaboration, and the deliberate action of people like all of you. As many of you know, I love poetry. And in describing Hostos, but I'm not the only one. I have kindred spirits on campus. I quote our scientist poet, Professor Nunez Rodriguez, who likes to borrow a line from Amanda Gorman's poem, Hostos is a college that, quote, roars, springs, and sings. I just add a note to say that it sings in a chorus of multiple diverse voices, because our students, as you know, come from homes that connect with 120 different countries, and they speak at home more than 50 different languages. Not all, but all of our students. It's just amazing. The diversity on campus is powerful, and we celebrate it through meaningful discussions or veladas hostosianas in further celebration of the diversity on campus. Also multiple activities that are about teaching and learning, about our students' work. It's just amazing the level of intellectual life that goes on outside of the classroom. And I have to say, we have a Center for Arts and Culture. I know you're familiar because it's a jewel. That has presented more than 16 live events with 4,000 member audiences attending since the official reopening of the theaters on March 10th. These events reflect the diversity of cultures in our community and range from poetry to video, from flamenco to ballet, from plena to piano, and from Afro-Latin jazz to chamber music. Doesn't get better. If you haven't been there live, come soon. As our work in the coming years continues, we will strive to enhance the intellectual, educational, cultural, and civic-minded experiences we offer students and the communities we serve. Since I arrived at the college in August 2020, I have shared my lifelong vision of what a community college should be, and certainly Hostos is. A place where the word community is central, a place where students are considered our most sacred trust and our finest asset, and where collaboration within and outside the confines of our immediate surroundings defines our actions. Community college students provide us with an opportunity to contribute to the betterment of society and to feel that we will share in a future which will not be ours and where we may not go, certainly some of us of a certain age, but whose rich harvest will have been ensured by the seeds that we plant today. We have to do the work for a beautiful future, so that 58 years from now, 55 years from now, there will be a resplendent Hostos in the South Bronx. As always, I close my remarks by reflecting on Pablo Neruda's Nobel laureate speech. His understanding of the connection we have with others and the responsibility we have to one another as we try to move forward as human beings in this life's journey. Here's a brief excerpt from Neruda's speech, words some of you have heard me read many times before. Quote, "All paths lead to the same goal, to convey to others what we are. But in this dance, or in this dance, the song, they are fulfilled the most ancient rights of our conscience, in the awareness of being human and of believing in a common destiny." I wish everyone a wonderful evening. Thank you once more for your support, and remind you of opportunities to support and encourage our students on their journeys. Again, thank you all for being here. Now I'd like to introduce our MC this evening, Emmy Award-winning reporter for NBC4 and prior anchor for News 12, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Miss Jessica Connington. Mil gracias y bendiciones. You're beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, you're good. Okay.
You're the president, you're good. Hi everyone, so grateful to be here. So many amazing people in the building. The Bronx is in the building, number one, obviously. Yes to that. And donors in the building, we got kids in the building, we got families, obviously lots of students and staff as well. So just thank you all for being here. Thanks for welcoming me. I have the pleasure of being here tonight. Obviously, lots to get to, but first we absolutely have to start with a couple of students because that's number one. So I do have the pleasure of introducing Dia Kentore, a soon-to-be Hostos grad, class of 22. Dia, come on up. She is pursuing her associate's degree in liberal arts with the goal of transferring to a four-year college to then obtain a bachelor's degree, and then, doesn't stop there, then a Doctor of Physical Therapy program as well. Amdia's father also went to Hostos, which is incredible, and as the recipient of the Finer Family and Special Needs Scholarship, Amdia was actually able to attend Hostos while also parenting her young daughter. Boss. Let's welcome Amdia to the stage.
Hello, my name is Amdia Kemtori, and I am so happy to be here today. I'm a liberal arts and science student at Hostos, and I'll be graduating this spring. I'm originally from Ghana, and when I came to this country, I was fortunate because my father had attended Hostos. He was in the radiology program and transferred to Harlem Hospital. May his soul rest in peace. And so when I started at Hostos, initially I'll just come to campus, immediately leave for work because I had financial obligations. However, in my second year, I met Professor Ramon Gomez, my statistics professor. He recognized my potential, and then he introduced me to the college assisting program. And so I started college assisting. I love teaching, so I was glad to be part of it. And so I quit my full-time job just to be a part of college assisting. This was because my full-time job and being a mother and also having to be in school full-time was becoming a challenge. And so when he brought the opportunity to me, I was glad to grab it. And this actually changed my college experience. I was able to attend many events on campus. I was able to climb up the ranks of the Student Government Association and become the executive secretary. And in fact, I was able to represent Hostos at the Model United Nations in Washington, D.C. But the most, thank you. Thank you. The most important part of this was I got more time to dedicate to my academic work. However, the income I was getting from college assisting wasn't really supporting my financial needs. And so I spoke to the student leadership coordinator, Jason Lipfield, who directed me to the scholarship office. That was the first time I heard about scholarships. And so I applied, and then I got accepted. I got some funds from scholarships, and through that, it was able to supplement my income. And I was able to stay in Hostos and have a fantastic experience at Hostos. And so I would like to say from the very bottom of my heart, I would like to say thank you to everyone I came across ever since I started Hostos, who guided me and supported me throughout my process. And because of them, I believe I can. I have been recently accepted into Utica College, which is now Utica University. And I'm glad to go with my daughter. Initially, I was scared, but with my experiences in Hostos, I believe I can do it. So I'm going with my daughter, and I'm going to start my Doctor of Physical Therapy program come this June. Thank you so much.
Amdia, you are doing it. You are doing it. Congrats and so much good luck and so much love to you. Thanks so much for sharing all that with us as well. I do want to also introduce another student. Let me get on track here. Sticking to the script, 1 second. Okay, another Hostos student. As a young adult in Bulgaria, Yavor Ivanov aspired to become a dentist. His local university, though, did not offer any of the majors that he would actually need to pursue this dream. So his mother also couldn't afford to send him to actual dental school in the capital city. So he studied politics and advertising incredible, but neither of which were super fulfilling to him. So, at the age of 33, a year after becoming a US citizen, Yavor decided to draw a path all the way back to his childhood dreams and enrolled in the dental hygiene program at Hostos. Amen to following dreams. Yavor's work in the hospitality industry accommodated his whole class schedule, and everything was going smoothly, obviously, until the world stopped in March 2020, when his job was impacted by the pandemic. But the Citgo Academic Achiever Scholarship helped Yavor stay focused on school instead of being super stressed out on the debt that was accumulating. So he looks forward to earning his degree at Hostos that will secure his future and his dream. Welcome, Yavor.
Hi, thank you all for having me here. She did the best summary of everything that you're gonna hear anyways. My name is Yavor Ivanov. I'm Bulgarian. I'm a New York transplant since 2013. I was working in the hospitality industry, but Corona hit that and it was impossible to do that anymore. And then I was like, it's game over, let's go back to my childhood dream. And since I cannot get $500,000 to go to NYU, I enrolled in Hostos as a dental hygienist. I chose that path because back in the day when I was a kid, dentists would just scare you like, oh, your teeth is gonna fall off, and like, they're not gonna actually tell you what to do, like the steps of prevention and how to keep your smile. So I chose to like become a dental hygienist and eventually work with kids. The program is very demanding. Like you have 5 days a week, 3 days of clinic. You have no time for yourself, no boyfriend, girlfriend, only your cats maybe. And no time for work as well. So when Corona hit, I had no more income. I was like, well, I have to choose between food or work and like school. So I was like, okay, let me apply here and there. And I got the scholarship for Achievers. So I guess I'm a bit nerdy. Again, thank you all for having me here. This has been an amazing opportunity. I hope more funds and more scholarship become open to more students and more people can accomplish their dreams. Thank you all.
Yavor, thank you so much, and good luck to you. So exciting and so inspiring to hearing from those students. So now I do want you all to meet Dr. Rosa Heredia, a nurse practitioner in the urology department at Montefiore Hospital. Dr. Heredia graduated from Hostos Community College back in 2007, received her Bachelor's of Science from Lehman College, that was in 2010, a Master's of Science also at Lehman in 2013, and a Doctor's of Nursing Practice from Chamberlain University in 2020. She has also been an adjunct associate professor back at Hostos, which is amazing, for the last 5 years. So we are welcoming her to the podium right now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to be asked to speak tonight. Never in my wildest dreams did I believe that I would be given the chance to share my experience as a Hostos Community College alumni. 15 years ago, I graduated from Hostos Community College with a degree in nursing. Since then, I went on to earn 3 more college degrees. The impeccable education I received at Hostos prepared me for a future in healthcare. Hostos did not only motivate me to want to continue my education, but also inspired me to become an adjunct professor at Hostos. My professors at Hostos were compassionate about teaching and committed to the success of their students. Because of their compassion and commitment, I stand here before you tonight, and I won't say attending Hostos was easy. It was hard and I struggled. However, if I fell 10 times, there was a professor who was there to pick me up 12 times. My classmates and I will start classes at 8 a.m. in the morning and not leave until 10 p.m. when the campus closed. We all wanted to make it through the program, and we all vowed to keep studying until we all understood the assignment. To our relief, we all made it through the program. I see the impact the education has on my students. There's a former student who I met before he attended Hostos. His parents had divorced, he had dropped out of high school, and he has started to work as a mechanic for 10 years. I remember telling him that he should pursue an education in nursing because he liked to talk a lot. He said he wouldn't be able to because he didn't have a GED. And I told him, I think Hostos has a GED program. 3 years later, not only did he earn his GED, but he also earned his associate's degree in nursing, and he is now a nurse in the transplant unit at Montefiore Hospital. Last Saturday, one of our students in my clinical group took the ATI test and had one of the highest scores in the class. This student is a young mother of a 1-year-old. She too will come to Hostos and study for long hours. She felt safe studying on campus. I just want to close by saying that it's the wonderful feeling when you realize that someone's life has changed because of the education they received at Hostos Community College. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Definition of giving back. And actually, I'm just hearing that we're getting some breaking news into our newsroom right now. I do want to throw it over to Colette Atkins. Colette, take it away.
Okay, this is the news. We're taking a 15-minute break, and the bar is still open. It's just downstairs. I want to mention that at each of your tables is a card with a little QR code on it. If you would like to make a contribution in support of students like Yavor and Amdia and many, many others, please take a moment and just see this card. There are also envelopes on the tables, and if you'd like to use a credit card, we're prepared. Just raise your hand and a member of our staff will see you, and thank you for making a difference by being here. Thank you.
Dr. Gomez, you served as the college's interim president, then the then 7th president from 2014 until your retirement back in 2020. Prior to becoming president, you spent decades in teaching and senior administrative roles at Hostos, but also at CUNY. Your research and publications have helped community colleges move from good to great, and your service on several different boards, including that of BronxCurrents Health System, our presenting sponsor, has also helped improve the quality of social services as well as healthcare. So Dr. Gomez, on behalf of Hostos, I am pleased to present to you with the college's Leadership and Service Award in recognition of your inspirational leadership and dedication to students.
Thank you. Thank you all. I also want to acknowledge the presence of our Chancellor and thank our President and the entire Foundation Board for your leadership in these extraordinary times. I'd also want to thank all of you here who've given so generously to support the students of Hostos, especially my friends at BronxCurrents and the Stavros Niarchos Foundation. Now, yes, absolutely. I am truly blessed, the proud son of two campesinos from Yabucoa, Puerto Rico. whose only dream was a better life for their children. My sisters, including Dr. Carmen Rodriguez and Ida Roldan, who are here with us tonight, worked to support the family, and they went to college at night so that I could be the first one to graduate in my family. I met an amazing woman who I was lucky enough to convince to marry me, and we share our lives with 3 incredible daughters, 3 beautiful grandchildren. She is the love of my life, and I'm forever grateful for her love, strength, and wisdom. Now, among my blessings was to be able to serve as president of Hostos Community College. And although my staff often teased me because I would quote Shakespeare or Donne in meetings, the words that come to mind tonight are those of the legendary basketball coach Jim Valvano. Days from his death and his body racked with cancer, he said, there are 3 things we should do every day. Number 1 is you should laugh. Number 2 is think. Spend some quiet time and thought. Number 3 is have your emotions move to tears, whether it's of joy or sadness. Think about it, he said. If you have your emotions move so that you laugh, you think, and you cry, that's a full day. Do that 7 days a week, and you're going to have something special. For 6 years, I had something very special at Hostos. These students made me laugh, made me think, and made me cry every day. They are the embodiment of courage and determination. Tonight, I urge all of you to please continue to support these amazing young men and women. They are going to be the leaders of our city and our nation. Congratulations to all of tonight's honorees, and thank you for your contribution to our community.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gomez. Our second distinguished award recipient this evening is Henry Garrido, Executive Director of District Council 37. That is New York City's largest municipal employees union, 150,000 members and nearly 50,000 retirees. So Mr. Garrido, on behalf of Hostos, we are pleased to present you with the college's Impact Award. So this is in recognition of all of your efforts, Henry, to promote funding increases for public schools, also public hospitals, and essential workers during the COVID-19 pandemic. We appreciate your fight for environmental justice, also green jobs, fossil fuel divestment as well. So we applaud all of Henry's efforts to promote social justice and also to amplify the voices of our valued municipal workers.
Thank you, and good evening, everyone. It's indeed an honor to be here. To the President, Coco de Felicis, and to the Chancellor, thank you. I thought rather than give you a speech, tell you a very brief story about me, because it's very appropriate to what we're doing today. You know, I first came to this country in the mid-1980s, not speaking a word of English. And I had just graduated from high school in the Dominican Republic, and I was told that I could not enroll in college because my English was not very good looking, right? And so I enrolled in, I said, but this is America, don't we take a test here? You could tell I was a troublemaker from the beginning, right? So I took a test and I passed an entry exam, and before I started architecture school in City College, I started to take classes at Hostos Community College. And it was a phonetics class, and they taught me how to pronounce certain words and how an O became a U and everything else. Now, eventually finished the class, studied poetry and everything, and won an award, and went to City College, studied architecture, environmental studies, and I was an athlete, and I was pretty good, as some people thought. So my coach got together with the dean and said, why don't you come and speak to the faculty so that you can speak about your experience? You know, you're doing very well. It became dean's list and everything else. So I went into the faculty and was giving out a speech, and I remember my phonetics class, and I wrote this very powerful speech about how we all need to focus, right? And what we do. But I was pronouncing it phonetically, so I pronounced very loudly that everybody needed to focus. Please. And so my English language professor kept signaling and said, And, I think he's asking me to say it louder. So I pronounced it even louder with an emphasis, right? And so anyway, eventually I did graduate from architecture school, and I went to study at Harvard, and I did some training for the training school and the Harvard Training School, and I gave lectures there, became the head of DC 37, became an international vice president, all of that. And there was a dispute in CUNY that I was asked to mediate before this chancellor with the governor, and I did. And so the president of City College was very proud and say, you need to come to the school and we'll give you the medal of the school, which they did, and I'm very proud of that. It's the proudest moment of my life. And I brought my mom and my children. And when I came in, they gave me the medal, and I went to the faculty and they say, aren't you the kid who used to curse a lot? I'll tell you the story for this reason. Never forget where you come from. I am, for that reason, pledging 5 scholarships for college for next year from DC 37. Never forget where you're going. It's for that reason that we're proud to partner with Hostos Community College to do workforce development for the next generation of city workers that are going to be providing the services to the agency. Make sure you focus. And if you have to mispronounce the word, make sure you do it with emphasis. Thank you very much. Good evening.
We needed that laugh. Wow. Those early day stories really humble all of us, doesn't it? Okay. We are moving on to the next recipient and our next award. We are, oh, did I get lost? I'm sorry. I think, oh, I'm sorry, yep, okay, so, back on track. We now have the pleasure of presenting the college's Impact Award to George Gresham, the president of 1199 SEIU, United Healthcare Workers East. So Mr. Gresham, you have encouraged the union movement to partner with like-minded coalitions and advance progressive causes to improve access to quality healthcare, living wages, environmental protection, and equitable opportunities for the LGBTQ and BIPOC communities, immigrants, and women. And in recognition of your efforts, amplifying the voices of healthcare workers also, and championing economic and social justice, I am pleased to present you with the college's Impact Award. Mr. Gresham.
Good evening. Thank you. Thank you so much for this award. I'm humbled to be here on behalf of the 450,000 members of 1199. Henry, just before he was called on, he came over to congratulate me. How humble that was. I did not know you were receiving an award also, Henry, so congratulations to you. I promise. I'm going to try to be your favorite speaker tonight. Not because of what I'm saying or what I will say, but because of what I will not say. I'm going to be the shortest speaker tonight. I don't think it's appropriate for me to be here without recognizing your wonderful president, who I had a chance to sit with and take pictures with the student. And you just know when you meet a person how committed they are to what they do. And she was born to do what she does. And I want to recognize that. The other is the motivation that has been my motivation all my life, and that is my family. And I'm not blessed to have my wife of 39 years with me. We lost her in 2017, but I have grandchildren and two of my children with me today. And I have two here, I have two at home, and I have one on the way. And so I agree, Henry, I will never forget where I came from. One quick story, just because I'm the father and I can embarrass my son. So Glen Allen is a place that when they were growing up, every Sunday in the summertime, we would come here and have a picnic, have dinner here with the family. My wife, to be honestly, she hated the grass. She was not an outdoor person, but we always outvoted her. And we would come here. And one Sunday, we came and there were a couple of dogs that were loose in the park. My son Raheem was probably about, how old was you, Raheem? He was about 12. No, I'm joking. No, he was like 5 years old. And he saw the dog and I saw his eyes and I said, Raheem, don't run. So what did Raheem do? Like crazy. And to this day, he tells everyone how we abandoned him with this wild dog that attacked him in Glen Allen Park. So I want to thank you for the recognition on behalf of the members. I encourage you to please keep doing what you're doing. Education and healthcare are two important staples of our community. Without that, there's no way you can have the quality of life that we all deserve. And that's why me and Henry fight so hard to make sure that our communities have the services that they deserve so that the next generation can do better than our generation. Thank you so much.
Love the stories, love the stories. So thank you so much, Mr. Gresham. It is an honor now to present the college's Healthcare Impact Award to Paloma Izquierdo Hernandez, the President and CEO of Urban Health Plan. Ms. Izquierdo Hernandez, you continue to do the work of your father, Dr. Richard Izquierdo, the founder of Urban Health Plan. And in recognition of your dedication to reducing healthcare disparities and to improving the health and quality of life of people living in the Bronx, we are presenting you tonight with the college's Healthcare Impact Award.
Thank you. Thank you. Gracias a todo el mundo. Es un honor estar con vosotros hoy. Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here. I want to thank the President, Coco de Felips, for a great job, great year, great being with you. And to my great friend, Chancellor Felo Matos, I'm so proud of everything that you are. This is a great award, and I really humbly accept it on behalf of all of my team of healthcare providers. As you may know, we have many health centers in the Bronx, Queens, and Central Harlem. And the work that we did throughout the pandemic really goes without say. And so as much work was going on in the hospitals, the community health centers were in the communities, really trying to hold back the people that would be flooding those ERs while the COVID patients were in there. And so my heart goes out to every one of my workers, and I couldn't thank them enough for everything that they did. From being on the front lines to serving food, we've served hundreds of thousands of pounds of food to people who were really just hungry. And when you look at the work that we do, the work that the college does, you can't talk about healthcare without trying to improve the overall quality of people's lives. And that's what we're really all about. All of us sitting in this room are about how do we make people's lives better, whether it's through healthcare, education, whatever it is. So we could never lose sight of that. Out there, there's some really bad stuff going on. And where our health center is, we saw the death, we saw the killing of that 11-year-old little girl, just 2 days ago. That is unacceptable. And all of us who believe in Hostos, who believe in urban health plan, who believe in everything we believe in, cannot allow that to continue to happen in our communities. And so, as festive as we are, as so glad I am to finally get a manicure after 2.5 years, we cannot forget that the fight is real and that our anger has to be real and that we have to stand up for those poor people in our communities who every day have to live under that fear of violence. And so I leave you with those words. Thank you very much. I am so honored to be with you this evening. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. And we are moving on to presenting the colleges Advocacy Award to Terry Lawson, the Executive Director of Unlocal. So Ms. Lawson, as a longtime immigrant rights and anti-violence advocate, you are building the collective power of New York's immigrant communities. And as a member of the Keep ICE Out of Courts Coalition, you literally championed the legal rights of immigrant New Yorkers by helping to secure a court rule, a federal court injunction, and the enacted Protect Our Courts Act legislation, which prevents the practice of ICE arrests happening in or near courthouses. That was huge. You champion the right of immigrant New Yorkers to attend court without that fear of getting arrested by ICE and help secure that court rule, a federal court injunction, as we said, and legislation literally ending that practice. So in recognition of all of your work to address injustices and structural inequities that disproportionately, as we know, impact immigrant communities, we are presenting you tonight with the college's Advocacy Award.
Thank you very much, and this is such a beautiful room of people, and congratulations to all of my fellow honorees who are going to do a much better job speaking than me, but I'm going to do my best. Hostos has been the place where I have brought my energies to bear on the issues that matter most to me: gender-based violence, immigration, human rights. It's where the first meeting of the Bronx Domestic Violence Roundtable convened back in 2014. It's where 2 years later, we held a symposium and published our report, More People to Listen, revealing what Bronx survivors and victims want most from their community leaders. It's where, after the 2016 election, I came with the partners of the Bronx Immigration Partnership to meet with terrified Bronx immigrants and offer legal advice and social services. It's where we held a conference on the heels of the child separation policies and the destruction of asylum protections for survivors. I am grateful to Hostos for this award and to this community for being a place where advocacy and energy and creativity can flourish, particularly as we weather the darkest of attacks on bodily autonomy and the wielding of white supremacy's psychological and physical violence. We are stronger when we stand together in places like Hostos to learn and grow, to reject hate, and to uplift the narratives that celebrate our humanity. Thank you.
Ms. Lawson, thank you so much, and for all the work that you do. We're now presenting the college's Community Impact Award. This is to Derek Lovett, the President and CEO, MVD Community Housing Corporation, and also Thomas Brown, the Vice President of Development at Trinity Financial. So Mr. Lovett's going to be accepting on behalf of himself and Mr. Brown tonight, who's not able to join us. But Mr. Lovett, as a veteran and a former banker, dedicated New Yorker, he volunteers with several community development organizations and also nonprofit groups. He's partnered with Trinity Financial on the development of 425 Grand Concourse, the future home of CUNY at 425, which will house Hostos offices, classrooms, and student services as well. The building was a tremendous undertaking, and thanks to all the efforts of MBD and Trinity and designers Datner Architects, the South Bronx will gain a community health center as well, a supermarket, and an additional 243 units of much needed affordable family housing, all within a beautiful and super innovative building that will surely become a landmark of the South Bronx. And in recognition of your commitment to clearly improving the quality of life, housing security, and economic development in our community, it is such a pleasure to present you with the college's Community Impact Award. Come on up.
Thank you all, and congratulations to all the other recipients. Just want to say I'm here with my team, MBD, at the table 21. I'm also here with my other mother, Senator Ruth Hester Thompson. And I'm here with my son, Desmond. Desmond has on a polo shirt because this morning he tried to get dressed and nothing fit him. I call him Biscuit because he's a biscuit away from 200 pounds. I just bought him new clothes. So I say that to say this. It's all about family. I'll talk briefly about, and I'm here with Dan Ratner. I'm going to give Dan Ratner, he's an architect of record, and give him the mic to talk about what passive housing is. But real quick, I'm going to tell you what we did. Yeah, we built a beautiful building, but what goes in those buildings? People. People go in those buildings. I don't try to give perfection, because perfection does not allow you to make mistakes. I try to give service excellence, because with service excellence, when you make a mistake, it gives you the latitude to correct those mistakes and give the best of yourself and accept the best of others. Former President Gomez, how many years did we work trying to get CUNY in this event, this building? Many, many years. It takes a long time before a building to get built. J.C. Coker DePhillips, you said that I'm your landlord. Well, yes, I am. But I'm your partner. And anything that you need, and anything that I can do for you, that's what it means to give service excellence. That's what it means to be a person. And that's what MBD does. I had the pleasure also of meeting Dr. Torres of RAIN. I'm doing another project, and Dr. Torres and I are going to do many things together. And I saw him, we met each other, and we're kindred spirits. And that's what it's about. It's about being of service to others. With no further ado, I'm going to let the architect of record tell you more about the project.
Thank you, Jared. So I'm going to try to be even briefer than you were, sir. It's really been an honor to work on this project. What I've heard tonight is such a sense of community and the importance of community and how important the students are of Hostos. So I am really honored to be able to have a hand in the project that is going to be able to support students in such a meaningful way. It's really an honor to be here tonight and accept this award on behalf of Thomas. Thomas is a very tall guy. He's taller than me. I can't quite match up to his height tonight, but I'm glad to be here and be able to accept this award on his behalf. Thank you.
Thank you both so much. And as they are taking the photo, we're going to start to introduce the next award recipient for the college's Corporation of the Year Award. This is going to be to Montefiore Einstein, loyal and generous partner of Hostos. And in recognition of Montefiore Einstein's commitment to providing the best care for every patient in every community that it serves, we are pleased to present this award to Mr. Marcos Crespo, Senior Vice President for Community Affairs over at Montefiore Einstein. Mr. Crespo.
Buenas noches. If you believe in Hostos, I need to hear a big huepa. All right. President Coco de Felippis, thank you for inviting us to be a part of this. To Chancellor Matos Rodriguez, to the foundation board members, in particular, one of my colleagues at Montefiore who is a part of the board, Jason Caraballo, who's standing on the side there. I want to thank you as well. Montefiore and Einstein is so proud to support this amazing healthcare institution. Hostos is a healthcare institution. Not only do they do incredible work with the academic achievement of each and every one of their students, but understand that education is one of the most important social determinants of health. And every graduate of Hostos, it's not just on a career path to success, they are also making the Bronx a healthier place every single day. So thank you for your work. We have some incredible partnerships together, whether it is our work in workforce development through Hero High School, whether it is the food distribution drive in Thanksgiving, thousands of pounds of fresh produce for families at Hostos and in the community, whether it's our sports medicine team taking care of your athletes. There's so much that we do together and so much more that we can achieve. But your investment today in Hostos is an investment in the Bronx, it's an investment in our city, it's an investment in our state. And aren't we tired of all the bad headlines? Tonight is a night that should be on the front news, and I'm glad that news was breaking earlier, and that the world will know that Hostos is doing incredible work. I am so incredibly proud of our institution, and on behalf of our president and CEO, Dr. Philip Oswa, the 40,000 employees of Montefiore and Einstein, I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity, just very briefly, to shout out one of your honorees, someone I had the pleasure of working with as I served in the New York State Assembly prior to joining Montefiore. I was chair of the Labor Committee, and I saw the political power, the vision and the drive of the members of 1199, led by a man who had vision for what they needed to accomplish. But I was even more impressed when I joined Montefiore and I got to meet so many of those thousands of 1199 members who work at Montefiore. And Montefiore is so proud to be the first healthcare institution to have recognized 1199 as a local in our hospital. But I gotta tell you, when you meet those incredible heroes and sheroes in our system, those that are members of 1199, the passion that they feel, the leadership that they feel they are supported by, because of the vision of a great man in George Gresham, I am so proud to join the stage with you and to be a part of this celebration as well. God bless you. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, Mr. Crespo, and of course to Montefiore Einstein. We're also honored tonight to present the college's Corporate Impact Award. This is to Carlos Naldon, the president and CEO of Ponce Bank and Ponce Financial Group. Finishing up the photo, sorry. Oh, you're here. Both sides, coming at us from both sides. Okay, well, Mr. Naldon, in recognition of Ponce Bank's commitment to fostering vibrant local communities en la comunidad, de la comunidad, and para la comunidad, I am pleased to present you with the college's Corporate Impact Award tonight. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. You know, I got to say that Crespo's always a tough act to follow, but I will try to do something good. You know, the Ponce Bank is a community bank, and our mission is to serve the underserved. And we always remind people that the underserved is not undeserving. And that is really CUNY's mission and Hostos' mission. And for that, I'm going to have a much briefer speech than you did, George. And I'm going to ask Madeline Marquez, our Chief of External Affairs, to make an announcement for us. Please, Madeline.
Good evening, all. We would like to share the amount of time that was provided to us with some wonderful individuals in the audience. Mr. Chancellor, can you please join us on the stage? Madam President, can you please join us on the stage? The President of Bronx Community College, can you please join us on the stage? We also believe in Ponce Bank and other communities. Felix, we strongly believe in the futures of the tomorrows of all our students, wherever we have our branches located. And as a result of that, we would like to announce tonight, guys are gonna love this announcement. We would like to announce tonight the contribution and the establishment of the Ponce Bank Minority Scholarship Fund for the CUNY system. We are contributing $60,000. I told you, for the future of the students within our CUNY system. We're working now as we speak with your office, Felix, to make it happen. I wanted you up here because we've selected 3 CUNY entities within each of the boroughs where our branches are, and Madam President, Hostos is definitely on there. So is Bronx Community and Lehman. And we want to continue to do this on a yearly basis. It's not just a one-time commitment. So,
Okay, that beat the breaking news ever of mine earlier, so wow, goosebumps. Yes, let's get one group photo nicely while we get ready for the next. No, I haven't, it's fine. It's okay. And this one goes to Tomas Ramos, the founder and president and CEO of Oyate Group's Bronx Rising Initiative. Mr. Ramos, you've responded to the COVID-19 pandemic's disproportionate impact, as we know, on the Bronx by procuring and delivering critical resources all throughout the borough, driven all by your belief that people in this community that you love absolutely deserve to not just survive, but to thrive as well. And you are committed to finding sustainable solutions to the challenges that they face each and every day, especially at this moment. So in recognition of all of your efforts, we are presenting you tonight with the college's Community Service Award.
Buenas noches, buenas noches. I guess we're getting to the end of the night, right? Like this is the last speech. Vique. Allegedly, this is the last speech. So my name is Tomas Ramos. So I actually have a speech that my PR firm did for me. Allegedly, I have a PR firm, and I want to tell you why. My name is Tomas Ramos. I was born in Washington Heights. Washington Heights. Vamos, ven acá. Y mi gente, ¿dónde está mi gente? Coño, dale. So I was born in Washington Heights in the 80s, and we all know how Washington Heights was in the 80s. It was like una vaina calmado, tranquilo, con trabajo, tú sabes, pa. But, I was born in 87 and 88. My father was arrested. He was taken down by the FBI. 24 hours later, my mom gave birth to my youngest brother, Cesar Ramos. And this is what the realities of our communities are still going through right now. Why did my father choose to sell drugs? Because he had no other opportunities, because he needed to provide for a family of 5, and he chose the easy pathway, the easy way out. And my mom moved us out of Washington Heights when I was 4 or 5 years old, and she moved us to the suburbs of Philadelphia, Lower Merion. You guys know Kobe Bryant? I grew up, with Kobe Bryant's neighborhood, with Haverford. I grew up in Haverford. I had a great elementary school education. I had a great middle school education. And then when I was 12 years old, you know what my mom said to us? Oye, ustedes van para Santo Domingo por un verano y nos quedamos allá 4 años y después acá, este corno está, And when I moved to DR, sinceramente, I didn't even speak Spanish. My grandmother le dijo a mi mamá, pero los hijos tuyos no hablan español. Lo van a mandar para acá sin hablar español. The best thing that's ever happened to me was that, because I got to actually learn my culture, learn where I came from, learn where, my entire family grew up and really understand who I am as a person. And I'm standing here today because my mother was the strongest person ever alive. And if it wasn't for her, I would not be here today. So I just want to give a shout out to mothers, because it was Dominican Mother's Day el domingo que pasó. So happy Mother's Day el domingo que pasó, and happy American, ya tú sabes. And then when I was 16 years old, I came back and I lived with my sister, so I could have a better opportunity to go to college. And I did horrible in the SATs. I'm gonna be clear about that. Horrible. But I ended up getting into Penn State. I have no idea how the fuck I got, but I got in there. I got into Penn State, my first, went to Penn State, and then I transferred, and I ended up graduating from Temple University with a degree in finance. My mom said, si tú quieres un trabajo bueno, que tú sabes que, you're gonna provide for your family, you should be an accountant, estudia finanzas y todo eso. And I did the opposite. I'm like, no, I'm gonna travel the world, I'm gonna be a little hippie, and I'm gonna figure life out. And that's what it was, And that's what it was. And this story is very important because why I do this work. Why I do this work? Because every single child born in our community deserves an opportunity to prosper. When I used to visit my father in federal prison, all I ever wanted to do was have a baseball catch with him, and I'd never had the opportunity to do so. Right now in our communities, what's going on with violence and youth violence, young men and boys of color, literally killing each other, because they did not have the same opportunity and privilege that I did, that my mom sacrificed everything to move us out of the Washington Heights so we can go into a community that has a great education. And education is a true equalizer. And that is why I'm here today. And point blank, Hostos Community College, we, the Bronx Rising Initiative, Oyate Group, have donated $5,000 for a scholarship because we believe that the only way that we're going to prosper is through our young people, because every single youth, every young people in our community deserves that, period. And my story is a story of every single, tu vecino, tu primo, this is a story of all of us. And I am just, a reflection of that. So I want to thank again Hostos Community College. By the way, we just opened up an office, 138th Street in Grand Concourse. Hostos Community College, we will be your partner for life. That's it. You're stuck with me. So thank you very much, all right? Muchas gracias.
Youth are our future, so thank you for ending on that note. And this concludes the college's awards presentations for tonight. Congrats to everyone, and thank you all for being here.
I think we all need to give Jessica Cunnington a round of applause. Thank you, Jessica. May I ask each of our honorees to come back to the stage for a photo op with President Coco de Filippis and Chairman Jose Sanchez. And in the meantime, while you're coming to the stage for the photo op, I'm going to conclude the program by thanking all of you, our honorees, our students, our faculty, our staff, our sponsors, our partners, and our friends. By joining us tonight, you have collectively made a tremendous impact on the level of scholarship we're able to offer students. If you'd like to enhance the impact that you've already made tonight, feel free to scan that code, that card, or pick up one of the cards on our tables. But once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for making a significant difference in students' lives. Please do stay for coffee and dessert and dance the night away with Ralphie Mercado, our DJ.